Liverpool fan in Japan.
Hello YouTube, Liverpool fan in Japan here, the Miyazaki man, Sai. The games are going to come thick and fast now. I can't wait. I love watching Liverpool games. And first up is Nottingham Forest. Now, this is where we're going to see Arne Slot's first attempt at squad management. The games are thick and fast. There's a midweek game every single week for the foreseeable future. First up, Nottingham Forest. Is Darwin Nunez going to come in for Diogo Jota? Gakpo for Lucho Diaz? We've got to kind of analyse what went on in the international fixtures as well. Who had a break? Who had a chance to pick up their English? Have a one-to-one lesson with Arne Slot? And also stake their claim to be the cream of the crop.
The cream of the crop!
And as always, this channel is a channel with substance in abundance. So we'll go through formation, we'll go through predicted starting lineup and predicted score as well. So why not? Let's get into it. But before we do, I just want to remind everyone that I will be live streaming a watch along of the Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest match. We get all 3 PM kickoffs here live on an app called Unext. They took over from Spo TV last year. It's going to be a fantastic watch along. Come and join me. We got Japanese snacks, banter, tactical analysis, and we'll try to figure out what Arne Slot's instructions to the players are, including positional play, pressing zones, and the likely game-winning scenarios. So I want to say that everybody, absolutely everybody, is welcome to join the watch along with the Liverpool fan in Japan, the Miyazaki man, Sai, the most friendly community, the fastest growing community in the Liverpool fandom. And you might want to watch the highlights of the last match because that was epic. So without further ado, let's get into the formation builder. Now, I can safely say without a shadow of a doubt, Cody Gakpo, Darwin Nunez, Curtis Jones, Wataru Endo, Jarell Quansah, Kostas Tsimikas and Connor Bradley will start at least one match in the next 5 fixtures because they're coming thick and fast. First up is Nottingham Forest. Then we go to San Siro against AC Milan. We have Bournemouth, we have West Ham in the Carabao EFL Cup, and then we have Wolves as well. Home and away and competition obviously come into play when making decisions as well, but we are focusing on Nottingham Forest and Liverpool's expected starting 11. I've got the starting 11 correct 2 weeks in a row, and the score almost correct. I said 3-1, it was 3-0. So let's see if we can make it 3 out of 3, a good start to the season. Now this is going to be slightly difficult, but there are some certainties in here. Obviously, Alisson Becker comes straight in, the Brazilian #1. Van Dijk is an absolute stalwart as well. He is our captain. He leads by example. My goodness, does he lead by example? A colossus. He's the Rolls-Royce defender, right? There's no one in Premier League history who has that combination of flair, grace and pace, that pace especially. Who partners Van Dijk? Okay, so we are against Nottingham Forest. They are particularly fast and physical as well. Will it be Awoniyi? Will it be Chris Wood? In that regard, you want physicality, but we also want someone to be able to get the ball and play the ball through the lines as well. Now, Quansah or Konate. Konate has played back-to-back and it could be questionable when he starts again. Quansah has high expectations. He wants to be the best defender in Europe. Love the fact that in his interviews he's always confident. He's always backing himself. He removes any notion that mistakes play a part, you know, in his current psyche. He's like, today's another day. Come what may, let's play. Quansah, will he play? I think Quansah does play, you know. Because when you go to the San Siro against Milan in Europe, Champions League, new format, I think you've got to go with the tried and tested partnership, the dual mountains and titans, colossal titan, epic titan, armor titan of Van Dijk and Ibrahima Konate at the back. So with that in mind, I think you do start Quansah and hope that he can regain his momentum and his form. He needs to pick it up. Now, since we are at home against West Ham, we're going to need to chop down the trees and see the woods for the trees and therefore open a route to goal. I think you have to start Trent Alexander-Arnold because did you see that exquisite pass, that assist to, before the assist to Noni Madueke, right? The 1-2, play him in, square to Harry Kane. Harry Kane! So Harold of McCain. So Trent comes in because we need to get the breakthrough, and especially because I think Connor Bradley actually has a role to play in Europe as well, but we'll see who starts at Milan. We'll do that preview in another video. Andy Robertson, the Scottish Braveheart versus Kostas Tsimikas, the Scouse Greek. Now, once again, Robertson, reliable off the ball, can fill in into a back three, holds the position in the wing back space, doesn't need to venture too high forward because the way we play is more patient. It's not gung-ho, lung busting, overlapping all the time, although on occasion he can still do that, but I expect his assist to be slightly down because I expect Trent to have a more prominent role in the offensive transition. Okay, Tsimikas, however, is the opposite. Tsimikas' dead ball delivery and quality from the left-hand side on a sixpence, and ability to join the midfield in terms of the rondos. He's more cultured in terms of a passing game. Can he come in? Now, Quansah is already in. Trent Alexander-Arnold plays. If you're having Tsimikas and Trent, you're expecting to bombard the box. I think Andy Robertson comes in just for the fact that in our home game, we want our leaders on the team to raise the tempo with the passion, get the fans behind us on the front foot, go from the start and really see if we can build on momentum to open the scoring. And then the game becomes a different game when it's 1-0 up. If you haven't watched my previous video around football intermediate tactics, give that a watch after this video. I'll link it in the end screen. But before we carry on, we now have the back four and Alisson Becker in goal. Let's think about what Nottingham Forest are likely to pose in terms of their lineup and what they're looking to do. Now, their key play is going to be Morgan, Gibbs, White, trying to orchestrate the play. They won't have the most possession. Ibrahim Sangare will try to win possession back. Him and Elliot Anderson are kind of impressing for Nottingham Forest as well. Danilo has a bad injury. He's out. Willy Bolly is out for them as well. Chris Wood will probably get the nod to start ahead. He's been in fine form, getting up those fancy football points as well. So you're going to have to man mark Morgan, Gibbs, White out of the game, in which case they don't pose too much of an attacking threat as well. Conversely, MC Harvey Elliott has suffered a foot fracture as well in training on international duty, so he's out for the foreseeable future. And unfortunately for us, because Harvey Elliott would have really had an opportunity to shine in the coming fixtures, unlock the door, so he's going to be out for the foreseeable future. Curtis Jones is coming back from an injury as well. He does get these spotty injuries every now and again. Really needs to pick up a run of form and games as well, because he can be a bit patchy and a bit rusty when he comes back as well. Hopefully he can get to that good form of last season. And Federico Chiesa, will he make his debut? Well, he will make his debut sooner than later, but will it come too thick and too fast by this weekend? Now, there was that conundrum about how do we fit all these players on the squad. Someone would have to drop out. Now that Harvey Elliott is out, Chiesa could make an appearance off the bench, but he's still getting up to fitness. He didn't have a preseason at all because Juventus excluded him from the matches and from the training as well. However, he's shown a good attitude with the under-21s in Liverpool. He showed a skill set as well. He's blisteringly fast, but we got to keep him injury free, obviously bearing in mind the previous ACL injury and a new league as well. He might make an appearance off the bench, could make his debut, but I don't think it would be more than like 15 minutes, for example, as well. So there we go. There is the injury lineup. There is the Nottingham Forest threats. And now let's get back into Liverpool and what we're expecting from Liverpool. Now, another factor that could come into play is the fact that Lucho Diaz, Alisson Becker and Alexis McAllister came back from international duty, flew back and arrived, as far as I'm aware, on Thursday. Today. So they've got to recuperate from the journey, recover their physique, a full day of training on Friday, warm up properly on Saturday and make their appearance at the match itself if they are selected. Now, good news, Alexis McAllister picked up a slight injury, but he was good enough to be on the bench for the last international game, and he actually came off the bench as well, so he should be fit and raring to go. So with that in mind, we have two midfielders here. Obviously, it looks like a 4-2-3-1, but it's going to traverse into a 4-3-3 when they pivot as well. Who's going to be the deep-lying playmaker will be Gravenberch again. Did you see that exquisite pass? Absolutely Trent Alexander-esque pass. They didn't result in an assist, so it's scrubbed off the history books, but it deserved it. Now, I think Gravenberch is the one who plays through the lines, and therefore Gravenberch starts. The special gravy Gravenberch. Ryan Joe Gravenberch, put some respect on that name. Next to him, Alexis McAllister. And the reason Alexis McAllister starts in this particular game is because, once again, we need to turn the screw and uncork the champagne bottle, get through the trees and give them no delivery to the wood, and slot in our strikers to open the scoring in the slot machine ways to play. So Alexis McAllister, Maka, Gravenberch, holding the base, creative force, positional play. As I said in the last video, it's about the personnel and the positioning more than the individual. They are more than good enough to contest this battle, because you need a Wataru Endo when you're against a feisty midfield, against an Enzo Fernandez, a Conor Gallagher, a Moise Caicedo. Get your foot in, get stuck in, similar to Manchester City, earn the right to play by winning the ball and retrieving the ball and man-marking De Bruyne and Foden through the lines as well. So his time will come in specific matches, and also to guide the youngsters in the early stages of the cup, and to be that seasoned veteran in head, to be a safe pair of legs as well. But I don't think Wataru Endo starts a particular match. I could be wrong. They could be saving McAllister's legs for the European fixture as well, or Gravenberch could be promoted into a position, but I think Slot will go with what he knows, because in the opening few fixtures this has looked immaculate and immense. And amazingly, Alexis McAllister has played both in the left-sided 8 and the right-sided 8, and in the 6 pivot as well alongside Gravenberch. So this is really nice. Now, in the absence of Harvey Elliott, and when Dominic Szoboszlai scoring a corker of a free kick, did you see that free kick he scored? Why can't he score it in the colours of Liverpool. He will do one day, but he needs to be less gun shy. He takes on more responsibility on his broad shoulders, his sexy, manly shoulders for Hungary, because he's the main man and the captain and the local celebrity as well. But Szoboszlai's got to start this one, because once again, we need to unlock the door. We need firepower. We're expected to have the majority of the possession as well. We'll put them a bit higher because that's more representative. So Szoboszlai comes in for that long range shooting, that overlapping run, the underlapping run as well. We know that Mo Salah, metric king, still playing on the wing but playing more inside nowadays, is going to start because he is another threat to open the scoring. Left winger is a big point of contention. Cody Gakpo or Lucho Diaz. Now Lucho Diaz came back late from international duty. He played fantastic as well. He always does. He turns up on the occasion. He started the season on fire, and as I mentioned, because we're getting him in and amongst the goalposts, it's in a easier position for him to score, so he's less likely to scuff it. He doesn't need to take those long bending shots all the time. Does Cody Gakpo come in to bombard the ball with delivery from the left hand side to cut inside? There is a place for Cody Gakpo. Gakpo really could play in this system. But Luis Diaz has started on fire now. If this is Diogo Jota, I think Cody Gakpo starts. If this is Luis Diaz, I think Darwin Nunez starts. And in my mind, Darwin Nunez didn't go to international duty, did his homework with the shiny one, up the shiny one, respect on his name. Agent of Chaos won the corresponding fixture last season when McAllister chipped the ball in and he cut down Forest with a last minute header as well. I did say if Nunez starts, it'll be Lucho Diaz. So for my lineup, I am going with Salah, Lucho Diaz, and Darwin Nunez to start, because we sometimes have to have that weapon off the bench, and Diogo Jota is just as effective starting as off the bench as well. He's a silent assassin on the bench, making the impact, and Jota won't complain as well. And obviously the FIFA season's starting soon as well, so his thumbs must be mashed and battered from hammering people at FIFA, eFootball, online esports, oh yes. And it gives Jota the latest chance on his phone, which is called Keitai, by the way. Keitai is mobile phone in Japanese, to look up the meta, to look up the prominent roles and the skill cards for the latest FIFA patch or whatever. I digress just a little bit. So Darwin Nunez starts because against a team like Forest, you give him that trusted supply from your prominent first team players, which is Mo Salah, Lucho Diaz, Szoboszlai, Maka and Gravenberch, accompanied by Trent Alexander-Arnold's long balls, through balls, skillful balls, creativity, Robertson's lung-busting efforts to get up and down, Van Dijk constant holder for, and Alisson as the sweeper keeper as well. I think this is the lineup, and it will be facilitated to get Nunez into the positions in and amongst the posts to score the goal. If we can slide Nunez in this perpendicular, in these areas here, he'll be very prominent. I imagine Salah will be operating in the half space as usual. Szoboszlai is probably the one overlapping. Gravenberch starts deeper, running the laterals to try to play the through ball in, and McAllister operating between the lines as well. Lucho Diaz has free reign and free roam to go up and down because he's not necessarily trying to shoot and do it all himself. He'll probably play off Nunez. There'll be occasions when Nunez goes here, he'll hit Nunez, go for the return as well. Robbo's in here, so Nunez can either hit it to a Robertson to whip it into the back post, or play it back to Lucho Diaz, play the 1-2s as well. It'll be very interesting. This is an example where Nunez can also be on the left, because with two pseudo Mazzala 10s in this position here, right, and this kind of position, it's very threatening as well. Obviously, I think Gravenberch will be more central and Trent will operate in the right half space as well, but it'll be a very similar tactic in possession play, calm, composed, pressure on the ball in key areas, turn over the ball, transition the ball, and play the laterals until you can play that ultimate ball. Szoboszlai down the line, excellent. Salah in half space, excellent. Salah playmaking the ball into the channel for Lucho Diaz. That's how we scored a goal against Manchester United, second one I believe. Fantastic. Nunez running down the wing, Nunez running the lateral lines, Nunez being threaded through by Alexis McAllister, little chip over the top, or from the wide position from Trent over in and behind as well. Looks good to me. It could very well be Diogo Jota starting, and it'd be similar sort of movements, except for the fact that Nunez has that added pace, so you can chase into those balls into the channel. And Arne Slot said, when we have a dedicated striker, we play a different way. Look what he did with Santiago Jimenez, enabling him to get into those prominent positions to convert the goal-scoring chances. That's all Nunez needs, the opportunity to get good quality chances, and let's see if he can take them this season. I have no doubt. You've seen what Arne Slot can do with Lucho Diaz in and amongst the penalty area. You've seen what Arne Slot can do with Salah outside the penalty area in terms of playmaking and creating. We've seen Szoboszlai underlap, overlap, and play as the 10 as well, and Gravenberch has been the special gravy. Now this is a very dominant system at home in front of the fans at Anfield. I can't see anything but a Liverpool win. I'm extremely confident about this. Will Nottingham Forest scored? Nobody scored against Liverpool so far, but they have created chances. But this type of matchup, I think, is Arne Slott's bread and butter against a physical forward like Chris Wood or Tayo Awoniyi, with one central playmaker, Morgan Gibbs-White, as well, with their backline in absence of Danilo and Willy Bolly as well. The defensive shielding, Sangare, I think, will be overrun. He'll try to get his leg and get stuck in as well, but the passing will be elite, and extra man will always count on the laterals as well. And with that in mind, I'm going to go Liverpool 3-0. 3-0. Sounds great, especially after beating Man United 3-0 as well. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. This is a channel with substance in abundance. Hopefully you found that entertaining. Join me for the live watch along on Saturday. I'll start probably half an hour before the match. Let's get our snacks, let's get our berries, let's have a bit of banter, let's talk about the starting lineup, let's talk about life, universe and everything, because I love chatting with you guys. It's obviously the highlight of my week. It's going to be 11 PM kickoff for me, a little bit earlier than the other fixtures, which is great to see. As I mentioned, 3 PM kickoffs are all live on the app in Japan, so I'm looking forward to watching it and giving you guys play-by-play coverage as well as color commentary, some tactical analysis, jokes, banter, and plenty of love too. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, Minasan. That means everybody. As always, I love my Liverpool merch and kits. This is off Mercari Japan. If you want to get off Mercari Japan, it's like a secondhand site where people sell their vintage goods, especially type in LFC on Mercari. Use Zen Market in my link in the description because they ship worldwide. I think you get like 10% off on your first order or something using my code. What have we got here? Wait a minute. We got a lot here. Came in a shoebox. So yeah, we're going to dissect this one by one. In fact, let's start with this goodie right here. What have we got? It's trousers. It's trousers. It's tracky. It's got kind of purple tint. It's Nike. It's good. Bombastic. What size is it? M size. Dry fit. Slim fit. Show some bootay. And then we have a top, a windbreaker. Now, I remember this seller on Mercari. This seller was like, only going to put it up for a short time because they love the Liverpool kit. But it was an absolute bargain. It was like 9,000 yen for all 3 pieces. That's right, 3 pieces. That's the equivalent of 50 quid. Banging bargain. They wore it one time and thought they wanted the home shirt instead. So you snooze, you lose. And we have a grey windbreaker hoodie, embroidered LFC AXA Nike tick. This is so silky. I'm really looking forward to this one. And last but not least, wait a minute. Now there's an issue with this one, and the only issue is I've already got this windbreaker. It's exactly the same one. Now, it might be a different size, but obviously it was a bundle. The seller was selling them all together. For that price, that is the price of one of these goodies, but they're selling it all free for that price. So I bought the bundle. I might actually give away one of these windbreakers. In fact, I will do. Watch out for the competition coming up very soon. In fact, I'm doing a huge giveaway of many items on the Discord coming soon. So join the Discord for frequent banter as well. I'll be giving away one of these beautiful purple Nike windbreaker tops. First of many giveaways to come. Miyazaki-gan! Ichiban! The army is growing. A special shout out Joseph M, Jamie R, Christian, Debs P, Leonardo 1 and Captain Haz. In fact, Captain Haz and myself had our monthly 1-to-1 catch up, 20 minutes for everyone in Emperor Endo tier. We talked about Liverpool, football, BBC, Lincoln Park. It's all good. Thank you so much for all the members as you are keeping this channel afloat. YouTube doesn't pay pennies. And I literally mean that. It's like 3 quid per 1,000 views, right? Not even half of minimum wage. So thank you once again to all the members. We are 83 members now. 17 more to go before I start commissioning those custom goodies with your exclusive member number. Choose the number that you want in the Discord channel. Chat with me about tactics, transfers, football daily, and all your hobbies too. You can scan the QR code here to join the Discord. Quick access. And plenty of member videos coming very soon too. Until then, you might want to check out the last video I did about my team Lucha FC. Really exciting, fun tactics as well. We can do with a Darwin Nunez of our own or an Alexis McAllister. But we do kind of have a pseudo Mo Salah, so Mo Salah can stay and do what he needs to do for Liverpool and hopefully become goal king, even though Erling Haaland is an absolute menace. So until next time, Janet means ciao. Play my music. And add me on the socials as well.
Liverpool fan in Japan.